Hey, this is part 2 of a two-parter. Link to part 1 in the description. But if you already saw it, then here we fucking go! Revenge of Diaboromon. I actually already talked about this movie. I reviewed it in my O2 The Beginning review. Yes, I got so fed up with that movie that I decided to review Revenge of Diaboromon right in the middle of that video. It's what Jesus would have done. And I stand by everything I said in that mini review. So if you want more detailed, fleshed out thoughts on it, go to that video and to this timecode. There's not much more for me to say that I haven't already said. This movie already got a pretty damn good English localization the first time around, so there was really nothing much to add or change. There are a few miscellaneous shots here and there that weren't originally included, but nothing that changes the flow or story. This is actually the case for all 3 movies in this specific collection. Revenge of Diaboromon, Battle of Adventurers, and Runaway Locomon were all remastered, but not redubbed. I mean, hey, why fix what isn't broken? Besides, do we really want to hear Steve Blum recreate Guillaumon's voice at his age? Do we? Even the fan edit of this movie doesn't manipulate too much. It adds a variation of the original Saban music, of course, and some very welcome extra pop-punk jukebox stuff. Even a song by Matt's band to play out the movie, which I loved. But yeah, this is very much the same movie we got the first time around. I will say though, there is one detail I never noticed. The girl that Joe steals the bike from is the same girl he would wind up eventually dating and bragging about losing his virginity to in Try. Which, I gotta say, that was one of the few hilarious things Try graced us with. Joe bragging about sex. Amazing. Like I said in my original review, this movie has no reason to exist. It's not substantial to the canon, but I'm grateful it was made because it's basically children's wargame DLC, and I'm not gonna complain about that. And, what else? Is there anything else? I guess not. Most of what I said is in my other video. Well, anyway. Digimon Tamers. Goddamn finally, I get to talk about Tamers. Fuck yes. And before I get to the movies, I think it's only fair to talk about the show. I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. Digimon Tamers is objectively the best Digimon anime that will ever exist. Writer Chiaki Konaka elevated the source material to new, fresh, darker heights, delivering incredible characterization, an engaging and high-stakes story, compelling themes, gorgeous animation, and topped off with arguably the most devastating finale in all of Digimon. Each set of characters are brilliantly set up, developed, and paid off. Yes, the show takes its sweet time getting its plot going, as well as establishing the characters' rapport, but had that not been there, the character work wouldn't have been anywhere near as effective as it was. And that really is the strength of the show, absolutely solid character writing. The progression of Digivolutions and biomerging are intrinsically tied to the progression of the characters, like Chikado learning to become a tamer from the ground up, forming a brotherly relationship with Guillaume, teaching him human customs and emotions, and developing a friendship with Henry and Rika. Henry and Terriermon have to find a balance between pacifism and violence, and one of the best examples is Rika, where she literally has to let herself be vulnerable in order to evolve as a person, and for Renamon to evolve into her higher forms and thus evolve their friendship. And need I mention Impmon? I could do a whole fucking video on that guy. One of, if not the quintessential example of how to do a redemption arc. Next to, maybe, Zuko. Also, Rika's mother, underrated character, one of my personal faves. And Terriermon still is the best Digimon, still the GOAT. Momentai. I also love the dark, twisted turns this show takes. The D-Reaper is one of the coolest, most haunting end bosses in the franchise. And it's not even a Digimon, it's a human-made program, and it uses Jerry as its mouthpiece and source of power. The loss of Leomon made Jerry more vulnerable for this entity to possess her, and gives her the creepiest moments in the show. It's genuinely disturbing, Lynchian, horrific, and evokes a certain je ne sais Junji Ito and of Evangelion vibe. And defeating this great villain leads to dismal consequences for the characters, but we'll get to that soon enough. However, Rio. Yeah, Rio is a Gary Stu. He's a digi-destined rock star and the ultimate cool kid. Everyone immediately loves him, there's no flaws to his character, he just sucks. Even as a kid, I never liked him because he was the only character that had no inner conflict or turmoil. He was just a too cool for school rice paddy, and that's not interesting at all. Also, apparently he's a dimension hopper switching between timelines and canons to help out wherever he's needed, and I just don't give a shit. Rio is not a good character. He sucks. And the ending. My god, what a heart ripper. This is what solidified the series as one of Digimon's greatest. It's bad enough that all the Digimon are sent back against their will to the digital world to never be seen again, effectively traumatizing all the characters, but the English dub makes Henry's response to his dad saying the pain will go away someday 10 times more gut-wrenching. The Japanese version has his head shake to be more ambiguous, but the English version is a fucking brutal heart smasher, as if to say, Dad, you fucked me up for life, go to hell. No other Digimon finale has been able to reach this level of devastation. It's so beautiful. I applaud the emotional reckoning of it all. Anyway, Tamers is awesome, it's the best thing to ever happen to Digimon, I love it a lot. Let's get to the movies. Battle of Adventurers, the first of the Tamers movies. Now, something to note, the Tamers movies are kinda like the Dragon Ball movies in the sense that they don't really fit anywhere in the canon. They're just one-off adventures that don't have any effect on the overall story, which is totally fine, but if you didn't know that going in, like I did, it can be a little confusing. But let's judge the movie on its own merits. The movie opens with Omegamon, of all things, fighting Mephistomon in the digital world. Mephistomon escapes into the Tamers universe, and Omegamon is like, fuck, I can't go there. While that's going on, in the Tamers universe, it's summer vacation. Takato, Henry, and their Digimons are flying to Okinawa. There, Takato's cousin Kai and his grandfather greet him and they have a nice little friendship. As that's happening, Rika stays behind in Tokyo, where she and Renamon stay out of the story for a bit until they show up for the finale. Meanwhile, there's a V-Pet toy that's become a new craze. The V-Pet phenomenon is being marketed by this asshole, who is definitely not Mephistomon in disguise. Back in Okinawa, other Digimon start attacking a girl named Minami, but Takato and Gyomon save her. He discovers that Minami's father created the V-Pet as a way to nurse his daughter's pain of losing her real-life dog. This character is honestly pretty useless. She adds nothing substantial, and her only purpose is she possesses the MacGuffin that the villain wants. Speaking of, we soon find out that the Digimon were attacking Minami because Mephistomon sent them to capture her, because the prototype V-Pet on her laptop carries a vaccine program in it that can cure computer viruses, which can thwart Mephistomon's plans because, of course, that's what he was using the other V-Pets as, causing digital pandemonium all over the globe. Very unengaging stakes, very mid, very not interesting. You know the drill. Evil Digimon is afoot, gotta stop that evil Digimon, there's a new side character with a tragic backstory that you don't fucking care about, they somehow hold the key to stopping the evil Digimon, and the day is ultimately saved by the main cast. I'll be honest, guys, I don't have many positive things to say here. This is extremely standard Digimon fanfare. That's not to say it's terrible or unbearable. It's just a generic action-adventure movie for kids. There's nothing unique, noteworthy, or memorable about it. It's actually pretty impressive how much this film fails to leave an impression. Also, this movie is a crossover, hence Omegamon, but he mainly just has a few brief cameos. His real purpose is to solidify that the digital world has portals to alternate dimensions, which would explain how Rio gets from universe to universe. Even so, this doesn't really play a big part in the movie's story. Omegamon helps Henry and Rika get back for the final battle, but that's really it. Like Minami, Omegamon everyone's function here is solely to be a plot device. And man, this ending is just so dumb. We get the obvious twist that douchebag McGee is Mephistomon, Rika and Henry show up endgame style, but then they all get teleported to Mephistomon's pocket dimension where a bunch of bullshit happens. And ultimately they fucking win because of course they do. It's just so painfully formulaic. No chances taken, no meaningful character development, no real stakes, no good humor, nothing that sets it apart from other Digimon movies, aside from how bland it is. It's just so fucking dead. This is easily the weakest thing to ever come out of Tamers. But with that said, it really does speak to the quality of Tamers that the weakest thing attached to it is still far from the worst Digimon movie. It's nothing special though. And out of all the movies in this 6-movie double Blu-ray collection, this one is easily the most blasé and safe. A goobled gorbungus. Even if you're a die-hard fan, I really don't see this movie doing much for you. It's nice to have in my collection, but I wouldn't write home about it. Anyway, that was the high-octane Battle of Adventurers. 1,000,000 stars. Time for a much better Tamers movie. Runaway Locomon. I wanna run. I wanna keep on running. Fuck yeah, this movie kicks ass. A simple premise with a simple goal. Stop that fucking train. This movie has, oddly enough, got a lot of moving parts. It's mostly different factions of characters trying to accurately triangulate and coordinate each other's locations, all in an effort to stop Locomon from killing people and destroying the city. But it does so in such a smart, inventive way where the character interaction, cause and effect, and rising action make up for the lack of character development, thematic work, and very thin story. It's an action-packed one-off where we get to see everyone operating at top performance. Well, mostly. The strength of this film is how effective it is at juggling all of its characters without it becoming jumbled or overcrowded. It keeps things focused on the immediate threat. It's also chock full of amazing pieces of dialogue and voice work. Here are some of my favorites.
Oh yeah! You got to shake it all out, baby! You got to shake it now! Shake it, shake it, shake it!
I'm telling you, dude, there's more to being a tamer than signing autographs. You gotta get down in the trenches. You gotta get your hands dirty for once.
Are you joking? How many times do I have to tell you I don't have a sense of humor?
Trying to interfere is useless. I want to sing.
You what? Guys, does that look normal?
I'm not sure.
Do you dive falling from the sky look normal to you?
Now, something I should mention about this movie is, for all intents and purposes, it seems to take place after the finale. Impossible, you may say, but there are some dead giveaways. Everyone's able to biomerge, every established Digimon-human partnership is accounted for, and Impmon is chill with everyone, that's the biggest one. So how is this possible with the episode prior to this being the fucking Thanos snap of Digimon? Like I said, the Tamers movies are canon elusive. They specifically fit somewhere in the timeline and nowhere in the timeline. They're Schrodinger's Digimon movies. Another thing worth talking about is what they do with Rika in this movie. Spoilers ahead, but it's revealed that a parasite Digimon named Parasimon, fucking stellar work there, is the one corrupting Locomon, forcing him to run on the rails. Soon enough, Parasimon also latches onto Rika. He puts her mind into a dream state, while he controls her body, forcing her to attack Takato and Renamon. While she's in the dream state, she experiences a memory of her father, and she sings a song about the sunset as we get a schmaltzy father-daughter montage. Now, there's nothing wrong with this in concept, but the movie spends a rather indulgent amount of time on this, and it contributes nothing to the overall story. In fact, it stops the story dead in its tracks. Pun fucking intended. It also doesn't amount to much, cause at the end of the movie her friends ask her to sing karaoke, which of course triggers her, so she goes to brood alone and watch the sunset. Again, fine character moment, but this whole subplot perplexes me so much, especially considering the 2002 TV spots on the very Blu-ray market that Rika's backstory is finally revealed here. But outside of her previously having a good relationship with her dad, what else was revealed? That she can sing? I mean, cool, I guess, but of all the things you've explored and revealed about Rika, these two details have got to be the most incidental. I do not see any point to any of this. Why did you spend so much time on it? What is this? And it doesn't even stop there, because after Rika is freed from her trance, we get this super ridiculous line from Renamon after Gallantamon explains the situation.
It was Parasamon, that big birdie.
He was controlling both Rika and Locomon all along.
But thanks to him, we got to hear a beautiful song.
What? Renamon, what the fuck are you talking about? Because of him, people could have fucking died! The fuck's wrong with you? Anyway, yeah, that's always been weird to me. Even when I was a kid watching this shit, I was so confused. Aside from that, this movie is quite entertaining and engaging. I get quite a lot out of this viewing experience, even with its awkward, clunky moments. Everything else is so well orchestrated structurally, and the characters are so well defined at this point that it's so harmonious to see them all working in tandem. It's got fantastic animation, great energy, high stakes, and beautiful action. I absolutely love it. It's definitely one of my favorite Digimon movies. Top 3 for sure. And I guess that's it. Final thoughts. I am so eternally grateful for this amazing double Blu-ray collection. I genuinely could not have asked for anything more. Like, genuinely. As a Digimon fan, my heart has been singing as if the hills were alive with the sound of music. For years, decades, I accepted that we would never get proper localizations of the original Digimon movies, that the Fox Kids version was the only thing we'd get. But now that we've been overloaded with these amazing remastered and redubbed Digimon films, combined with the absolutely glorious special features on these Blu-rays, it makes the Fox Kids version seem that much more charming. It's a piece of shit, but it's our piece of shit, and it's celebrated as such. I still can't believe these things exist. My Blu-ray collection has never felt more complete. And while I may have criticisms of the actual films themselves, these Blu-rays are truly incredible. Discotech, you have done God's work. I fucking salute you, and the absolute licensing hell it must have been to get this shit to the masses. Bravo. Well, that's all I got for you for now. Next time we'll be going back to obscure animation discussion, but this was very fun. Anyway, bye. Thanks for watching. And always remember that explosions can kill you.